Yes. Okay. Wow. So, hey guys, Show101 here, and today I'm playing on Bear Battlegrounds again. Working, whatever. Um, New snapshot this week, 14W25B. First snapshot in a while. And man, oh man, am I loving the new map making feature. In this new snapshot, there were a lot of new features actually. Um, and mostly they were to do with the new underwater. Uh, they were to do with the new underwater temple or ruin or whatever it's called, and the new mobs, the guardian, and that kind of stuff. Also, there were some complete code rewrites for some of the inventory mechanics and entity rendering and block rendering, and I don't exactly know the full list, but there's been a lot of new features this snapshot. But I particularly like the only single one new map making feature that they added, and I think it's absolutely amazing. It tops, for me, it tops everything else by a bunch. Um, Basically, you can now put JSON text onto signs. And JSON text, if you don't know, is what's used in telraw commands and title commands, and now signs too. So what they allow you to do is completely in Minecraft without the use of MCEdit, of course. They allow you to put colors on text. They allow you to make all sorts of cool things. And amongst some things, it allows you to get objective scores for certain players, display the names of certain players and or entities, and also have some hover events and click events. Basically, when you hover with your mouse over text, and when you click text, right click basically. It's just wow. Okay, so what I've done here is just kind of been messing around with some stuff, just threw together a few things. So in order to get this, you need to use block data, the block data command, which allows you to apply custom tags to tile entities. What I'm doing here is there's three parts. They all start in the text number. So there's text 1, text 4, and somewhere here text 2. So text 1 is and the number corresponds to the line of the sign. So there's 4 lines. So text 1 is just syntax with dark purple and the words click me, and it has a click event. So when I click on that sign, which by the way, in telraw and actually I don't know if this works in titles. I haven't messed around with titles too much yet. But click events in telraw, at least I know, they only work if you click specifically on the part of text that the click event is associated with. But for signs, at the moment it works for the whole sign. So anywhere on the sign that you click, it'll run any click events that exist in the sign. So basically, whenever a player right-clicks on the sign, it will run a command. There's a few other things you can do, but I'm running a command that is a telraw, and it's giving out the text, looky here, you scurvy rascal, and then that has a hover event that's show text, don't question it. And then we have a similar thing here that has a dark blue click me, and then when you click it, it spits out the telraw with blueberries and hover event yum. I don't know. I was just messing around with some stuff. By the way, all these backslashes here are just so that I can put quote marks in the middle here, because you'll notice that there's quote marks at the start, and if I don't, for example here, if I don't put the backslash, then it won't register this quote mark as part of like an internal thing, and it'll register it as like closing this quote. Anyway, it's just a technical thing. And then finally here, this is kind of cool actually. In the text 2, the shortest one, you have it's colored dark red, and selector. Selector means that you can select entities or players or entities. Basically, you can use the command selectors, these things. And what I'm doing is basically just having a selector, any entity, and I'm only displaying one entity because you could display multiple. So yeah, so basically this will display the nearest entity to the sign. Now, this is running on a set block clock, so this is running 20 times a second, which is updating the sign. If I actually just put an A at the end and change this, you'll notice it stops updating and stuff doesn't happen anymore. Whereas, like, if I take off the A, you'll notice that when I walk away, it displays this guy, come closer. So then another thing I was kind of messing around with after having put in this selector thing, an idea I had is just this thing. I don't know what actual use it could have. I'm sure there's other uses than what I've done here. But basically, as mentioned, I'm using the selector of the nearest entity, and basically what I've done here is I've summoned a wither skull with a custom name, which is called come closer. It doesn't actually have to be red. I just made it so it would color it red in this command block anyway. But basically, yeah, it's just a wither skull with the name come closer, and he's a very precise distance from the command block, or from the sign, I mean. In fact, he's exactly 4.255 blocks from the sign, and that is what I found is with a fair accuracy is a good distance for if I'm in survival mode, and I walk as close as I can to the sign. You'll see that I don't have the wireframe of the sign here, and the instant it pops in the wireframe, that's when it changes to my name. So basically it's telling you to come closer, and then the instant you're close enough to click, it changes to your name. But I'm sure you could do other things with this. This is just like a little test I did, a little example, I guess. So yeah, just another demonstration. I right-clicked it now, and looky here, you scurvy rascal. Don't question it. Seriously, don't question it. And blueberries, yum. Man, I love this new feature. So, this is a place I haven't been at for a while. I thought I might show you guys this place right before I get into today's episode, which is going to be a little bit different than the recent episodes. This is the spawn area. This is the original spawn platform. It's a little bit different than what it was originally when I showed it in the first episode. Here we have just some stuff given some effects, resistance, saturation, and regeneration. And here we're just clearing the inventory of any players on the spawn platform and teleporting them to this central room here. And it only does it for players in adventure mode, game mode 2, so me in creative mode here doesn't do anything. So that's a nice thing. This is just a temporary place where I was testing with some stuff, this stuff. Okay, so the main rooms here. Before, I think I showed it before, but I had some more stuff going on back here for the team joining, and I was planning to have a whole redstone circuitry going on back here for all sorts of things. I still might do that for the game start. This is the game start whenever this torch turns on, but I don't know about that. Anyway, let me explain how everything works here. So basically in here, this is a little room. There are two rooms the same size to either side of the central room, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is the green room and this is the yellow room, for the green and yellow team, of course. And I can click on this sign here to join the green team, and hi there. See, my name is in green. And then if I join red team, hi, my name is in yellow. We have some barrier blocks here so players can't get through, and underneath here we have cobblestone fences. So basically the reason I did it like this and not just a full wall of barrier blocks is so that players could punch each other through the wall if they really want to. I don't know, I just think it's a neat little way to do it. But of course the gap here is 1.5 blocks tall, so players can't get through. Then in here we can leave teams, so we can just leave any team we're on. So we are So our name is back in white again, so we don't have a team. Here we can set, we can say that our team is ready, and then it'll give it a little message, blue team ready. And if I turn it off, it's blue team not ready. And if I quickly go over here, let's see, yeah, I could just do this. So what this does is it spits out that message, and it's inverted here to get the not ready part. And it also sets a block over there of stone and redstone. So it sets the block right here. And you know, if this block is going to be a redstone block, then this torch is going to be off. And same thing exactly on the other side. So this is a little AND gate basically. And what happens here is that on? No, it's not. If I turn that on, then you'll notice that first lamp lights up. And then if I do the same for the red team here, then it says red team ready, and then both teams ready, game starting. But the way it did that is basically, let's get just back out here. It replaced both of these stone blocks with redstone blocks, and the AND gate turned on, and this torch lit the middle lamp, and then this torch will basically signify the game start because both teams are ready, and this just spits out a little message. Yeah, this is fairly simple. I still have some work to do here. But what I want to do today with you guys is actually work on a little idea I've had for a while now. What I want to do is make a sort of visual tutorial. So anyone who hasn't watched this series, which I think if I'm gonna end up publishing this map, if I end up finishing it, hopefully I will. I want them to be able to know how the game works with all its quirky special weapons and all that stuff. And just, it's good to explain how any game works, really. So I want to have a few signs going on over here, not with text, not the old-fashioned way of teaching players how to play the game. Instead of that, I want to have signs with this stuff again, with the command stuff. Command block sign. There's a filter that Southling wrote that's called command block signs. It's not. It doesn't do the same thing, but still, command block signs. Anyway, some signs here that will teleport a player that clicks on them to a sort of tutorial area. And what I want to do in the tutorial area, which I think I'm gonna have here-ish. I don't know. I want to have a few rooms. Probably quite a few of them actually. And in each room, let me see if I can give you a quick demonstration here. In each room, I want to have a spot for the player to stand on, and I want to give the player some effects. So I think very high level slowness and jump boost. Jump boost level 128 makes the player unable to jump, and I'll constantly make the player face a certain direction. So basically, I'm keeping the player perfectly still in place and staring at the same spot. And why did I break that actually? So the player is standing here and looking in this direction, for example, and then there's going to be a wall of barriers, and there's going to be, say, a zombie standing over here, and the player isn't going to see this, but right here, there's going to be a villager. So the player can't see that. That's hidden behind a wall or something. But the zombie, that'll make the zombie stare at that direction, and he will also have some, probably just movement speed base 0, so he can't move. And then I'm gonna have some floaty wither skull type things, sort of like this, that will basically act sort of like a hologram to tell the players what's going on and what they need to know. And the zombie is basically gonna act as if the player is going to have a Steve head, I think. One of these things. And OCD. And I don't know, it's probably just going to hold, if I'm showcasing, for example, let's say I'm showcasing Radial Blast. So I'll give the zombie a cyan die to hold, and then I'll write some hologram text using wither skulls in front of the player's face. And the zombie will have, every 2 or 3 seconds, will have the particle effect going on around him, and maybe a creeper next to him will die or something. hopefully I'm coming across clearly here. So just sort of a more visual approach to a tutorial for how to play the game. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to work here, see what I can do, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. Two slight changes. First of all, I think I'm actually gonna do these rooms a little bit differently. I definitely know I don't want to have the villagers because they make noise, and a lot of it. So no villagers. But what I think I'm gonna do, and I kind of like this layout so far, is we're gonna have the players stand right here in the center block of a 3x3 little room. I'm not sure how high it's gonna be yet. Probably just 3 blocks high. And the zombie is of course going to stand in the center block of this 3x3 room. Now, anywhere where there's this light gray stained glass, that is in place of barriers. So that's going to be completely transparent. Just use glass so you guys can see a little bit better what's going on here. So the player is going to be standing here. He won't be able to move with the effects and TP commands that I was talking about before. And the zombie is going to be standing right here. And basically the zombie is... I think I might actually put a single hole through this, and like if I'm going to make it 3 high, I'll make it like that, so the zombie can't get through to the player still. He can't move, but you know, just in case. I want him to maybe look at the player actually. But what I'm going to do is, again, have the same idea with the like showcasing around the zombie what happens when you fire the weapon, like you know, for radial blast the cyan particle effect, for grenade maybe a little snowball item, and then a explosion particle effect around that. For a rifle maybe I'll put an arrow somewhere, don't really know where. I don't know. Basically, there's a way I think to do everything. And again, I'm gonna have the wither skulls probably just a little bit before the barrier blocks. So like right here, but like not aligned to this block. Maybe a little bit backwards. I don't know. And then what I'm gonna do is have signs right here. And by the way, just a little trick to quickly place a lot of blank signs in creative mode. You place a single sign and make it blank, and then you control middle click, so you pick it up again with MBT data, but it's just blank. So yeah, you don't have to go into the interface. And I'm gonna have signs going on like this on every side here. And what these signs are gonna have is basically a teleport to teleport the player. Like the player that's standing here will be able to click on this sign to go to this place. The player that's standing here will be able to click this sign to go back, and this sign to go forward. By the way, this is most probably going to be more than 4 cells. This is just a little layout showcase, I guess. And I want to do this next part with you guys, show you real quick an example of one sign. So this is a fairly simple sign, so I'm going to do block data for this block. And what I'm going to do is text line 2, I think I'm going to do. You have to put quotes. And then I'm going to do of course, a JSON text thing. And we're going to do color, I think I want to do dark gray. Let's see how that looks in just a moment. Text is going to be, we do again a backslash with a quote, and just do that again. So next, yeah, let's just put next room for now. I might change that. By the way, anything I say here is subject to change. I just want to make sure you guys realize that, and I've learned that a few times with the rifle, amongst other things. And then I'm gonna have a click event. So when the player right clicks on this, we're gonna have action run command 3Ms run command. And value, again, we have to have quotes here with backslashes, and run command TP, what is it, like that, I think. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so let's just power that real quick. What did I do? Oh my god. Okay, I did it again, guys. You're a bad influence on me. I exited the command without saving it. So yeah, let's just do that. I guess I'll pick it up here. And then run it. So next room, and if I... You have to have an empty inventory slot, by the way, to do this. So if I right-click this, no, maybe I need to... I wasn't sure if I was going to need to do this, but I guess I am going to need to do that. So let's just quickly add an @p there. So now, yep, definitely. Is it not 3? Oh, no, my bad. It's 4 blocks. 4. Okay, do that and center myself on the block more or less. And good, excellent. Okay, possibly TP with the rotation. Let's see, what rotation is this? It's the Y rotation, right? So that's -90, and let's do 10. Why not? Okay, let's do -90, 10. See what that looks like. So if I right-click this, I'm gonna look there. Excellent. I like it. So let's pick that up again, do that, and we can run it again for this thing. And I think I like the color here. It's fine. Then we're gonna do this same thing, except we're gonna change it to -4, and pick the command block up again. So just do that real quick. And if we stand right here, let's just quickly put some colors on this. So we're looking at the orange zombie, then the magenta one, then the cyan one, then the yellow one, then the cyan again, magenta again, and orange again. Awesome! So that is more or less how I want to do this. And again, the zombie with the stuff, and the wither skulls with the stuff, and the other stuff, and the stuff, and the stuff, all around the stuff, and stuff. Yeah, so we're running kind of long on this episode now, so unfortunately I'm going to have to cut it right here. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. I think this is going to be kind of fun to set up this tutorial, actually. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.